JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, man fatally shot by police in Clarendon. A man was killed during an alleged shootout with the police in Freetown, Clarendon on Monday. The police say a burst of pistol with a magazine containing 3 rounds was seized. The deceased has been identified as Andrew Brown, otherwise called Short Boss of Old Harbour, St. Catherine. The police say, acting on information, a team went to River Road in Freetown to conduct an operation to apprehend persons. It is reported that Brown allegedly pulled a gun and opened fire on the cops who returned the fire. Brown was hit. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. West bleeds again. It was a bloody 24 hours in Western Jamaica between 5 p.m. on Sunday and 10 a.m. yesterday as marauding gunmen unleashed terror on the region with a double murder and a single murder in St. James and a double murder in Hanover. In Hanover, which is accounted for 27 of the 86 murders committed in the 2 parishes since the start of the year, Superintendent Sharon B. Putt, the parish's police commander, is urging residents not to panic but to remain resolute and support the efforts of the police to blunt lawlessness and restore order to the parish. I want to encourage residents of Hanover not to panic, but work closely with the police to rid the various communities of criminal elements because we have far more decent law-abiding citizens than criminals, said B. Putt. Just tell us where the criminals are. We will do the rest. The carnage in the region started about 5 p.m. along Bamboo Drive in Hopewell, Hanover. 2 men armed with handguns walked into a business establishment operated by 52-year-old Claudette Samuels of Zion Road in Hopewell and opened fire. Sam was killed on the spot, while 17-year-old Shari Distin, a student of Bamboo District, who was shot inside a passing motor vehicle, later died in hospital. 2 other persons suffered bullet wounds. In St. James, the first of the 3 people killed yesterday was a man identified only as Scuffle. According to reports, about 10 a.m., he was standing at the Charles Court Market when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants who shot him multiple times. He was rushed to the Corner Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Shortly after 10 a.m., Mount Salem, which is home of the nation's first zone of special operations SOZO, which was declared in 2017 and has been in place ever since, was the scene of a brazen double murder which left residents stunned. According to reports, a group of men were standing at the intersection of Crawford Street and the Mount Salem Main Road when they were ambushed by men armed with handguns who opened fire on them. When the shooting subsided, it was discovered that Gavin Mills, otherwise called Butty, whose age is unknown, and 35-year-old pineapple vendor Jamie Lawrence, who was selling pineapples from his Stone Ace bus, were both dead, having been hit by multiple rounds. Man killed in gun attack outside St. Catherine School. A man was shot and killed just outside a primary school on St. John's Wood in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as 48-year-old Garnet Powell, otherwise called Don, a poultry farmer from Kitson Town in the parish. It was reported that around 11:20 a.m., Paul was walking near the St. John's Primary School when a man armed with a handgun approached from the opposite side of the road. Police said the man opened fire at Powell, who ran off. The gunman chased him for some distance and continued firing at him, hitting him several times in the upper body. The gunman then fled on foot. Powell, the police said, was assisted by a unit from the Specialized Operation Team to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. No motive has yet been established for the attack. L.A. Lewis fined $10,000 for evading toll. Entertainer Horace L.A. Lewis was fined $10,000 or 30 days imprisonment after pleading guilty to 1 count of evading the toll when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday. He stood before the court on other charges, but was granted $200,000 bail. Lewis was charged after he recorded and published a video on social media in which he was seen breaching the toll barrier in St. Catherine. He was charged with 2 counts of evading the toll and 2 counts of forcible damage of toll road property, but only pleaded guilty to 1 count of evading the toll. His attorney, Orville Morgan, made a successful bail application on his behalf on Tuesday, telling the court that Lewis is a well-known individual and is fit for bail. Lewis is to reappear in the St. Catherine Parish Court on September 15. It is alleged that on April 30, Lewis drove through the toll plaza twice without paying and damaged the barrier in the process. He was arrested on Friday. PMP apologizes for a regrettable incident involving journalists. Following reports that a journalist was mistreated while on duty at the headquarters of the People's National Party PMP, the Mark Golding-led party has issued an official apology. The incident saw support of the PMP threatening a reporter with rape as journalists covered a protest by comrades against the appointment of Dr. Alfred Dawes as the PMP's candidate in Southeast St. Catherine. In a statement on Tuesday, the PMP dubbed the incident as regrettable, adding that the incident does not reflect the morals upheld by the party. "Me can't rape you now," the unidentified PMP supporter said as the reporter fielded questions to PMP Vice President Michael Phillips. The PMP, in a statement on Tuesday, said it strongly condemns such comments and does not support any act of violence against citizens, especially a woman, and will support any investigation by the authorities of this matter and are prepared to take swift and appropriate action against the perpetrator. The PMP unreservedly extends our sincere apologies to the journalist who was subjected to such abuse. We have spoken with her directly, as well as with her supervisors, and have expressed her regret for what happened and have offered her unreserved apologies. She has been assured of her commitment to investigating the matter fully and ensuring that the offenders are disciplined, it continued. The opposition also condemned the actions of its General Secretary, Dexter Martin, who allegedly sought to bar journalists from speaking to Phillips because of the color of her outfit. The incident involved Mr. Dexter Martin, a Deputy General Secretary of the PMP and a journalist of the RGR Media Group, was completely unacceptable and does not reflect the position of the PMP with respect to engagements with the media and guests on the PMP's property, the PMP said in their statement as they distanced themselves from Martin's actions. The opposition also used the opportunity to assure the public that it will take all the necessary steps to ensure that our members understand the importance of this commitment and that such incidents do not recur in the future. Vice Principal's sudden death shocks Green Park Primary. The celebratory Teachers Week spirit has been dampened at the Green Park Primary School in Sandy Bay, Clarendon, following the death of beloved Vice Principal Audrey Hales Edwards on Monday. It is with a heavy heart that we join in mourning the loss of our dear and valued colleague and Vice Principal, Mrs. Audrey Hales Edwards, who transitioned from this life this morning, the school said in a statement Monday morning. It is a difficult time for our staff and students, as Mrs. Edwards has been at the institution for over 25 years. We're still in shock, and at the same time, we're trying our best to cope, the statement continued. It is understood that Hales Edwards was found unresponsive at her home by her husband on Monday morning. She was rushed to hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Many have taken to social media to pay tribute to Hales Edwards, who they described as a stellar and motivational educator. Hales Edwards was the wife of Howard Edwards, the vice principal of Glenmuir High, also in the parish, and the sister of Donovan Hales, also vice principal at Glenmuir High. Woman facing multiple charges after a scuffle with police. A 35-year-old woman is now facing a series of charges following a confrontation with lawmen from the St. Andrew North Police Division last Thursday. Katie McLeish has been charged with being armed with an offensive weapon, obstructing the police, indecent language, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and assaulted the police. According to police reports, at about 4 p.m., officers from the St. Andrew North Police Division were conducting a stop-and-search operation in the area where McLeish approached them as they searched 3 men. She was reportedly holding a pair of scissors in her hand while verbally confronting the officers. She also refused to drop the weapon when instructed to do so. The situation escalated when officers attempted to arrest McLeish, who physically resisted and damaged one of the officers' uniform in the process. She was subsequently apprehended and charged. She is scheduled to appear before the St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday. 64-year-old man perishes in house fire on Harbour Street. A 64-year-old man perished in a fire on Harbour Street in downtown Kingston on Tuesday morning. The deceased has been identified as Carlton Barrett, a garbage collector. Reports are that the blaze, which started at another premises, spread and engulfed the wooden structure. Barrett's common-law wife, Melrose Burry, recalled the moments leading to his death. She said in an effort to save furniture, he went inside the burning structure but never came out. Well, this man when I come out the other side of the building, the fire. Me feel the heat and I run out and go to the fire brigade station. When me come back over here, by the time me come back, me see my carry out the fan and he went in again and see like something fall upon him. After that, we don't hear nothing from him. He burned at the fire, Boris said, adding that the incident happened sometime around 4 a.m. Somebody said there was a fire down by the next guy fence, and it seemed like it spread and burned down Finn place and catch over the other side. He's just 64, he's a big man, him couldn't come out. Is that the roof come down and burn him up, she added. Psychiatric evaluation ordered for elderly St. Catherine Mann charged for killing wife. A psychiatric evaluation has been ordered for a 77-year-old St. Catherine Mann charged with the murder of his wife at their home in Bog Walk. When the case was called up in the St. Catherine Parish Court today, it was revealed Sasa MacDonald has mental issues. Parish Judge Desiree Lane then ordered that MacDonald undergo an evaluation. Also, a legal aid attorney was appointed for him by the judge, as the court was told that he was without legal representation. MacDonald, who had to be assisted to and from the prisoner's dock due to vision issues, was further remanded until June 13. Allegations are that about 2 a.m. on April 15, MacDonald, a retired butcher, chopped his 72-year-old wife Yvette MacDonald, a retired nurse, to death while they were at home. It has been alleged that she went to use the bathroom when she was attacked by her husband. MacDonald was arrested by the Bog Walk police and later charged with murder and assault at common law. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.